Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here for this special bonus feature with my dear friend, Susan Woodley, who is from Dentalcorp. Susan, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm really looking forward to it. Always great to see you, Kath.
Always great to see you too. So I thought we could start with you sharing just a little bit about your journey, your professional journey as a dental hygienist and the different path that you have taken.
Absolutely. You know, as you know, it's been very eclectic for me because I've had an opportunity and so fortunate to be able to do different things in my career. I will tell you, when I first graduated, I pretty much started into ortho in Ontario. I worked in Ontario for the majority of my career, and ortho being that where I spent most of my time. But I also had an opportunity to teach in a college there as well. And so I really was able to teach both in the classroom as well as on the clinic floor for dental hygiene and dental assisting. So that really got me into a different realm as well. Then I ended up becoming the president of our local chapter for our Dental Hygiene Society. And that's where really things started to change for me. I met Joanne Jones, who is a wonderful friend to both of us as well. And that's where she introduced me to another side of things, and I was able to join Philips for 5 years, and I got into continuing education at that point. And then that led me to Dentalcorp, where I've had an opportunity to really grow here as well. And I think that's part of the allure too, is that not only are we making a difference with patients and clients, but also we can grow professionally here too. So I started as a practice consultant, and I recently took on a role that I'm managing the campus division and the employer brand. And what that simply means is I get to interact with students again and faculty and
Nice.
all kinds of interesting and exciting events to be involved in. So it's really, evolved again into something so fun and exciting and keeping me engaged and excited in my career.
That's amazing. And there's one thing that you kind of skipped over, and that was how you were like a television star.
Oh, that's right. I did not. I had an opportunity through Philips to be able to be on the shopping channel for a couple of years. And that was so much fun. And it was just something very different that you get to put on your resume that not everybody gets to do. But it was certainly a lot of fun. I remember my daughter texting me, and she was saying, well, it's not every day you get to sit in front of the TV. And she was in Australia eating breakfast, watching your mom on TV. So I just never understood the rules at that point either. So yeah, it was pretty fun.
That is fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to start off, like, why don't you tell us a little bit about Dentalcorp? I'm just thinking from the dental hygienist view, like, what are some of the misconceptions that are kind of floating around about joining a corporation?
What I could say, first of all, is that the first thing I often hear is that they're just about the money. They just want us to, it's production, production, production. And that isn't the case. I can tell you 100%, because, I'm clearly more at the end of my career than at the beginning of my career. And I've always prided myself on my integrity and my values. And I would never compromise that at this stage of the game in my career either. And so working for Dentalcorp aligns with my integrity and my values. So when we talk about production, what we're talking about is delivering the services for the patients that they need. And that often translates, obviously, into organic growth within the practice. But really, Dentalcorp is all about being patient-centric in everything that we do. And that really speaks volumes to me. So even though it may seem like it's about production, it's about doing the right thing for our patients so that we can have those optimal clinical outcomes as well.
Yeah, and I think it is important for dental hygienists to be aware of their production, right?
Right. I know that was almost it wasn't talked about. I know when we were, or at least certainly when I was going through dental hygiene, that we never talked about the business side of dentistry. And it is a business at the end of the day, because if we don't take care of that side of it, we can't be in our chairs providing the services for our patients that they need. And so we really have to understand that that's a part that we have to take care of, so that we can provide, as I said earlier, those services for our patients and do what we love best and help them.
Right. We have to have a healthy practice, right?
Exactly. There was an airline that once made the announcement, and it just resonated with me. They said, "Thank you for being in your seats so we can be in ours." And, I kind of thought, that works for dentistry as well, right? That you have to have your patients in your seats in order for us to be able to provide the services.
Right. And to get the paycheck.
Exactly. That is true. We don't work for free, right? And nor should we be expected to work for free. We work very hard to get where we are today through schooling, experience, that sort of thing. And it's important that we get the value from that through getting a paycheck as well. So,
So what would, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so what would some of the benefits be for joining a dental corp?
What I like best about it is that I think one of the things I wanted to say straight off the top is that when a company or a practice decides to join a corporation, and specifically Dental Corp, they get to keep their autonomy. They don't have to fall under an umbrella and follow what everybody else does. That rarely will you ever see anything in the reception areas. Patients have no clue that they are with Dental Corp or that there's been any change. The idea behind Dental Corp is to allow the dental professionals to be able to do what they do best, and Dental Corp will do the behind the scenes. So, oftentimes we're heard of, oh, they're just a payroll company. Well, we're not a payroll company. There's more to it than that. We provide the HR. So if you have any challenges, that you have a place to go to get some support and to get some advice, whether it's the technology and innovation, constantly investing in that. So the practices and the dental professionals have an opportunity to be working with the most up-to-date technology to be able to provide those services for the patients as well. Continuing education is huge in Dental Corp, and we have DCI, which you know about, Kath, because you've been able to come and make some wonderful presentations. Oh my gosh, some wonderful presentations for us. So we have DCI. We also have personal and professional growth opportunities within the company. And I'm living proof of that you get to grow within the company. And it's really fun. It keeps you engaged. And I really enjoy that aspect of it as well.
That's amazing. So how many dental corps are across the country, and are they in every, are you in every province?
We are indeed in every province. And so we have to date over 600 practices under the umbrella of Dental Corp. So if somebody wanted to, say, move from province to province, there's an opportunity to be able to just work within another Dental Corp company or practice wherever you happen to go, because we are province-wide as well.
Well, that's great. That's a very good point. So that if somebody's moving, they would contact, I guess, HR to let them know, and then they'd be placed, or possibly be placed, or at least be introduced. That's good.
Right. That's right. We also have, which I love, is these newer programs. So the first one is the Orthodontic Acceleration Program, where we in 2020 introduced Invisalign with the iTero, partnering with Align for that, and really managing an individual's need for change in malocclusion, because we know that malocclusion can lead to all kinds of things, and periodontal disease is obviously one of those, and helping to manage that. These are also team initiatives. So it's not something that some couple of individuals from a practice go to a CE, they learn, they get excited, they come back, they try to implement. That's always hard to do. And so this is a whole team event that starts from the dentist right on down to absolutely everybody, and everybody's assigned different learning paths according to the role that they have in their practice, so that everybody, I call it singing from the same song sheet. It's one of my favorite sayings, but we have that with the Ortho Acceleration Program. We also have that with the Dental Hygiene Excellence Program. And that is, again, providing excellent dental hygiene from all team members, and giving continuity of care from the time that patient arrives to the time they leave. They hear the same messaging. It can be very confusing for individuals if they're hearing different messages along the way from different
300%.
individuals in their practice. They just like, who do you believe? Like, what's the right answer here? So that is a really good opportunity for the practices to come together. It's a team building opportunity, as well as providing continuity of care and optimal care for the patients. I'm really excited about those programs, and
Yeah.
they're unique. They're very unique to Dentalcorp for sure.
That's great. I think those programs are so important to like you say, to keep that message right from the front team right to the clinical. So that's really
Absolutely.
great that you do that. Now, are those mostly done online, or do you go to an event?
Great question. They are done online now. Thank you to COVID, because we learned a different way of doing it. They were originally, you would spend a whole day, the whole team getting started, getting sort of a jump start. And then a lot of it now is online for that. And we have webinars. There's all live webinars that really help. And it's a 6-week program for learning the different avenues of the program, and then implementation of after that. And we give them everybody has a different way of doing it. And again, we allow that latitude, or that it's great because some teams are not quite ready at the same pace as others. So we implement according to what that practice needs in order to get ramped up to where they need to be in terms of the program.
Well, that's great.
We also have a dental hygiene development program, which really is it's an individualized paced program, that a self-paced program that an individual can get involved in, so that they can grow within the company and, do things like joining our clinical development team, who are dental hygienists who go into practices and really help to implement both the OAP and the DHEP programs, which again are the Ortho Acceleration Program and the Dental Hygiene Excellence Program. So there's lots of opportunity here for professional growth, for sure.
Sounds exciting.
It really is exciting. And I think, when we graduate sometimes from dental hygiene, we see ourselves, at least we used to anyway. And I know I never had imagined myself in this part of my career, actually. I mean, I had a wonderful time. I've worked with you and been presenting at RDHU, and that was really a nice launch to this side of my career, which has been fantastic. So, you never know where you're going to go, what you're doing. It just always it can lead to something else, even bigger and better, not better, but it's growth. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like keeping your mind open to other possibilities.
Absolutely.
And always growing. And it's nice that your company, provides this growth, like you provide the means to continue to grow, because I always say, if you're not growing, you're not feeling happy in your profession, right?
Absolutely.
We want to grow and continue to be fulfilled. Yeah,
absolutely. And another thing too is that there's benefits too, like health benefits and that sort of thing that are opportunities, and there's just different aspects. What's that?
Is your sick days?
Yep. So what's that, right? Some days at the dental hygienist, you can't even pee, for heaven's sake. I know it's pretty interesting, and it's another way to invest in your team so that they continue to stay healthy and feel well taken care of as well, through massage or chiropractic or whatever. It's, not
Nice.
every practice, it's not mandatory for every practice to become involved in that, but there's a good number that are. So there is that opportunity out there for sure.
I think that sounds so great because there's often like you hear, I mean, I'm still all for the, private practice as well, but there's
Yeah.
something out there for everybody, right? But you hear about some, some practices that they're just working in silos, right? And there's such a disconnect. And to be able to work together as a team, to feel valued, to have these benefits, that's just such a huge bonus. And we know that people are looking for that. I see and hear that all the time.
I know. And that was one of the impetus in order to help develop these programs, which I was fortunate to be a part of. For the Ortho Acceleration Program, and more specifically the Dental Hygiene Excellence Program. It was because we did recognize that siloed effect there, and so team huddles are very important within these programs to make sure that everybody's on the same page before they even start their day. And that was to try to get away from that siloed effect. You seem to have dental hygiene over here, and then there's the rest of the practice over here, and it's to bring everybody together and work through that daily workflow that really makes everybody's day, including the patients, an even better experience.
For sure. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to ask you. I don't really have anything else to ask. How about you? Anything you want to add? I think
I've pretty well covered it, but it's, going back to some of that, and I don't want to harp on this either, because we're changing that negative narrative as more people get to know who Dentalcorp is, who DSOs are. I think we have to understand in the profession that dental service organizations, also referred to as DSOs, are here to stay, and there's more of them coming on board. It's fast growing, and it is part of dentistry tomorrow. And I think we just have to embrace that. And I know in dentistry, we tend to not find change very easy. So it is a growing process, but I've never looked back. Once I've joined Dentalcorp, I've never looked back. And that's a really important thing for me to grip. So
yeah, because I think one of the things that we hear, and I talk to a lot of dental hygienists, so it's like sometimes you hear somebody who the office gets bought out and now there's major change happening. But you were saying that with Dentalcorp, nothing really changes. Like patients coming in don't notice.
They don't even know.
Yeah. And it's like, I think with those situations are more perhaps like a new owner comes in, right? A new dentist comes in.
Right.
And that leads to having to adapt to change.
And I also think the opportunity for growth is there too. When you join Dentalcorp, you don't have to join any of these programs, the Dental Hygiene Excellence Program or Ortho Acceleration, but that is an opportunity for the practice to grow. So and something that may not have been available to them, obviously, within a private practice. They were on their own there. So if things do change, it would be for the better, because you have those opportunities that you may not have had before. And I do enjoy that aspect. Now, I'm also going to say it's not all unicorns and rainbows here, because, everybody has an opportunity to change and grow. And as we evolve, we see things and change them as we see them where we can improve. So you're going to have that aspect of it too, whether you're in a private practice or a dental service organization. But I think the important thing is that they recognize it and do make the changes that are necessary in order to grow, for sure.
Right.
They ask all of the employees, we have an opinion survey that we fill out every year so that we get to provide our authentic responses, and they're heard, and we talk about them, and we implement the changes that are necessary in order to, again, mitigate some of the challenges that some may see. So Yeah,
Mm.
that's why I like that they don't, it's not blinders, it's not our way to the highway. It's, they listen to the
Right.
employees as well, which is really important.
That's good. And I guess they would encourage them to take these programs and be a part of those things. Like, if you had that one person out of the whole practice that doesn't want to do it.
I know, that's right. And we do try to make it mandatory that everybody do get involved, but you've got, we have individuals sometimes that'll say, I've been practicing for 25 years and my
Hmm.
patients are happy with me and they like what I'm doing. But that's actually the person that maybe need to hear it more,
Right.
because that to me says that they, what do they say, that I've always done it this way? That's the most
Right.
dangerous
Dangerous
phrase.
phase.
We've
Yeah.
always done it this way. And
Yeah.
that to me is problematic in terms of not willing to grow and go along with the times and the technology and the science that we learn every day to improve.
Well, that's so great, Susan. Thank you so much for sharing some behind the scenes of Dentalcorp with us. Now, if somebody was interested in becoming a part of Dentalcorp, how would they make that happen?
Well, we certainly have lots of job postings that they can have a look at on our website. They can go and look there for sure. They can certainly contact our talent division there to see if there's something there that they would like to get involved in. But certainly looking at the job boards, we have different avenues like BCDHA, for instance, the British Columbia Dental Hygiene Association, different areas, RDHU as well, also help us with some of those job postings. So if they're interested, by all means, reach out from that standpoint too. We have an amazing talent group there who are they help individuals with resumes and interviews and that sort of thing too. So lots of opportunity there for individuals who might be interested in joining Dentalcorp, and we would love it.
Sounds like so many benefits.
There really are. I hope people have a better understanding now of who Dentalcorp is, and really explore the opportunity for that aspect of their careers. So
All right. Well, thank you so much
for the
Susan.
opportunity, by the way, Kathleen. This has been wonderful. I've really enjoyed it. So thank you so much.
Nice to see you all the way from Kelowna, British Columbia.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. In the snow, indeed. Whatever happened to the warmest place in Canada? That's what they say, but I'm not so sure about that these days.
That's so funny.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, thank you so much again.
Thanks,
And
Susan.
you take
We'll
good
talk
care.
soon. Okay,
Sounds
bye.
good.
Thanks, everybody.